What sort of vehicle is the 2022 Honda Ridgeline? What does it contrast with? The 2022 Honda Ridgeline discovers recognizable balance in a resurgent average-size pickup fragment that draws in customers from hybrid SUVs just as utilitarian trucks. Offering a stage to the Honda Pilot 3-column SUV, the Ridgeline faces customary pickups like the Toyota Tacoma and Nissan Frontier, just as novices like the more modest Ford Maverick and Hyundai Santa Cruz. Is the 2022 Honda Ridgeline a decent vehicle? The 2022 Ridgeline scores a TCC rating of 6.8 out of 10, because of its comfortable ride, noteworthy standard provisions, and generally speaking utility. What's going on for the 2022 Honda Ridgeline? After last year's revive, the 2022 Ridgeline persists unaltered with the exception of another paint tone. The Ridgeline's unpolished nose and expansive grille give it more truck presence than its archetype, and in-back twin fumes pipes add some snarl to all that dark cladding over the square wheel curves. An appearance bundle from Honda Performance Development, HPD, extends with 18-inch bronze haggles dark bumper flares. The launch is almost undefined from the Pilot, with its stuffed board in the control center and flat range of the Scramble. The Ridgeline comes standard with all-wheel drive that can deal with hikes down humble path, however it's implied more for on-street footing. The 3.5-liter V6 makes 280 horsepower and 262 pounds-to-foot of force. Force comes on later in the fire-up range. However, the 9-speed program doesn't keep the motor there time after time. It can tow up to 5,000 pounds, and has a payload of around 1,500 pounds. The Ridgeline Group taxi accompanies a 5.0-foot composite bed with an underfloor cooler and a back end that can swing out or down. Notwithstanding the trucky advancement, the Ridgeline has hybrid-like solace and ride quality because of its unibody development. Backseat travelers can loosen up with 36.7 crawls of extra space to move around, and front riders can tinker with a standard 8.0-inch touchscreen with a genuine volume handle. Other standard provisions on the 2022 Ridgeline incorporate standard programmed crisis slowing down, dynamic path control, and versatile journey control. It procured a 5-star crash rating from the NHTSA, however the FS blamed its front traveler insurance. What amount does the 2022 Honda Ridgeline cost? Sold in Sport, RTL, rtl-e, and Black Edition trim levels. With a HPD appearance bundle on base sport models, the 2022 Ridgeline costs $38,115, including $1,225 objective charge. The stacked Black Edition adds updates like route, premium sound, and truck bed speakers for $45,095. Where's the 2022 Honda Ridgeline made? In Alabama. Is the Honda Ridgeline an attractive truck? The 2021 Invigorate presented a more extensive, taller grille crossed by a chrome bar that appears to help a lump hood. A more made-right nose flanked by LED headlights gives the truck more muscle than its Pilot-based supplement, and that procures at a point as does a quiet inside that keeps away from the monstrous scramble portions of different trucks. It's a 7. Down low, a more unmistakable pallet plate isolates side vents that pipe air through the guard and around the front wheels. New 18-inch wheels with a somewhat more extensive track buff up the examine the made right wheel wells, and in back the back guard better uncovered twin exhaust pipes. It works better without the $2,800 HPD appearance bundle. Its gigantic dark bumper flares slap on more cladding than a hybrid emulating the Subaru Outback. We could live with the 18-inch bronze wheels, hold the decals for the work area rendition. Inside, the truck look blurs pleasantly into a hybrid vibe. A scramble generally imparted to the Pilot and Passport hybrid streams evenly over the push-button gear selector in the control center. There is no endless focus stockpiling, nor Goliath styles or controls, however there is a volume handle and environment buttons. Capacity receptacles flourish, yet like the remainder of the lodge it's just about as downplayed as vanilla. It's a much-needed development from truck insides that reach from essential work trucks from a previous decade to extravagance monsters fixed with more material grades than floor and decor. How quick is the Honda Ridgeline? The Ridgeline's 280 horsepower 3.5-liter V6 empowers it to hit 60 miles per hour in less than 7 seconds, by theory. However, there's nothing overpowering with regards to the 2022 Ridgeline's exhibition. It's unobtrusively fast, humbly proficient, and unassumingly agreeable. The bed in back is a special reward that doesn't bring down ride quality and taking care of as in shaky or medium-sized trucks worked with body on outline plan. The unibody Ridgeline is agreeable and smooth on most street surfaces, and the directing gives more street association than different trucks. Force comes on later in the fire-up range, Yet the 9-speed program doesn't keep the motor there again and again, and it falters when downshifting out of overdrive for passing moves at cruising speeds. The V6 makes 262 pounds-to-foot of force, empowering it to tow 5,000 pounds, same as a Pilot, and has a payload of around 1,500 pounds, contingent upon how it's prepared. Is the Honda Ridgeline 4WD? Each Ridgeline accompanies all-wheel drive, yet it's preferable for on-street grasp over rough terrain ability. A footing the board button allows drivers to pick between 4 drive modes: normal, snow, mud, and rock, that change force between the axles, just as choke feel and shift focuses. Like the Pilot, it can deal with humble going 4x4 romping subtlety, however with 7.7 creeps of ground leeway rather than 7.3, and a superior methodology point. The Ridgeline places the utility in sport utility and adds an adaptable bed to make it a truck. It acquires a point for its comfortable front seats, spacious group taxi that seats 5, and its bed with a secret trunk. That makes 8. Steady front seats move up to warmed and control movability on everything except the base sport model. The driver gets 10-way power seats with lumbar help. The spacious group taxi manages 36.7 crawls of back room to breathe, and it's feasible to fit 3 travelers back there, insofar as lunch boxes are stowed under the seat. At the point when abandoned, the 60-40 split seat flips up to fit a bicycle, golf clubs, or large canines that can stuff their heads out of the forced sliding back window, standard on everything except the base model. Behind that, the bed measures around 60 inches long and 50 inches wide, so it's on the more modest side. There's no damping on the back end, yet it very well may be brought down like ordinary or swung out like a horse shelter entryway on the driver's side pivots. In the floor, and reachable when remaining behind the truck, is a lockable trunk with a channel plug that can be utilized as a cooler or for capacity. Top trims get in-bed charging and speakers to shake the rear end. How protected is the Honda Ridgeline? Honda gives programmed crisis slowing down, dynamic path control, and versatile journey control on each Ridgeline, acquiring a point on our scale. Its 5-star crash rating from the NHTSA acquires it one more highlight, a 7. The sting the Ridgeline for an OK grade on its front traveler crossover test that reenacts if the truck were to hit a proper article head on the traveler side. The 5 different tests appraised great. The 2022 Honda Ridgeline comes exceptional, at a cost. Costing more than $38,000, counting objective, with standard all-wheel drive. The base sport accompanies LED headlights, keyless beginning, material upholstery, power highlights, 18-inch wheels, and a 8.0-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A $2,800 HPD bundle accessible on base models adds the corrective redesigns referenced in the styling area above. Which Honda Ridgeline would it be a good idea for me to purchase? Since the Ridgeline's principal advantage over different trucks is its common luxuries, we'd make one $2,900 stride up to the RTL. It gets cowhide upholstery, a force sunroof, a 10-way power driver seat, a force front seat, warmed front seats, a force sliding back window, satellite radio, and vulnerable side screens. What amount is a completely stacked Honda Ridgeline? The Ridgeline rtl-e and Black Edition are comparatively furnished with leaving sensors, route, remote cell phone charging, premium sound, and truck bed speakers. The dark 18-inch wheels, dark grille and trim, just as dark cowhide upholstery with red sewing on the Black Edition adds $1,500 to top the arrangement at $45,545. Is the Honda Ridgeline great on gas? The EPA rates the AWD Ridgeline at 18 miles per gallon city, 24 interstate, and 21 joined. That acquires a 4 out of 10, however it's normal. The 4-wheel drive Ranger gets 20/24 20 of a mile per gallon joined, while the Frontier gets 17/22 19 of a mile per gallon consolidated.